Alrighty, everybody. So today we're going to talk about weight loss and health. So one of the reasons why I decided to do this topic is because there are two main camps of you. There are those of you who knew me in high school but haven't really seen me in college, and there are those of you who met me in college but never really saw me in high school. So I'm going to bridge the gap by addressing this topic, which is extremely important and I think is a great introduction to my motivational self-help videos. So on a big picture level, I went from 156 pounds, which is quite a bit overweight for my height, to 125 pounds. Wow, what a difference. Yeah, I sometimes go down to 123, but it kind of depends on the day. It fluctuates a little bit. And I think that's something you'll notice as I go through this video. Now, I would say, honestly, losing this weight was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Literally. I don't think I've made very few decisions as good as this. And I suggest that if this is something on your mind, you should do it this summer or starting now. Just go for it. If this is something that if you want to get your body in shape, do it. You're not going to get results like this, but you're going to get results over time, and you're going to be blown away as to the results you get. So in solving any problem, you have to be aware that the problem exists. So what helped open my eyes when I was solving this problem is that I was looking at my health and I was just appalled at what I was seeing. I was having a lot of diarrhea throughout the day, and yes, I know it's kind of gross, but it's important. I had energy highs and lows throughout the day as opposed to consistent energy. I was less focused, I was more irritable, and I had terrible endurance. And these are important because they affect your health in the long term. And for me, I realized that, I don't want diabetes. I don't want health ramifications in the future. So if I take care of this now when I have time, it will save me a lot of pain and suffering for later in life. Now, let's get to the steps I actually took to lose the weight. So what I first started with is quitting cold turkey on empty carbs and malnutritious sugars, bad sugars. And I won't get into the science of it. There's a lot of science behind it. And the reason, and I did that because I knew that they were just such a bad source of energy, and they were affecting my metabolism and affecting my health so poorly. So I literally cut cold turkey on as many sweets as I could. One of the main strategies I use to counteract my cravings is to replace sweets that are unhealthy with sweets that are healthy. What I mean by that is, let's say I have a craving for ice cream, for example, then I would have apples that same day. And that, believe it or not, that really helps. And if you're having cravings for ice cream all the time, trust me, having an apple or fruits, those things are extremely helpful. I mean, you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to get results immediately. You're going to get results over time, and your cravings are going to shrink. So in terms of empty carbs and vegetables, I had a similar strategy. I tried to replace the empty carbs with vegetables. And that was tough too, because at the time, I hated salads and I hated veggies. But I think the key, kind of like I said earlier, is to find things that you enjoy, that you can keep up consistently. Because if you can't do something consistently, you're not going to see the results. So I love Caesar salads. Those are one of my favorites. And that's the salad I basically stuck to lose a lot of weight. So I suggest, if you're in a similar position, to experiment, try different salads, see ones you like and don't like. And you can also alter them yourself and add spices or oil or dressings and things that you like so that it tastes better. And trust me, you'll start to like them more and more, and your cravings for carbs will start to shrink. All right, so before we move into exercise, I'm going to rapid fire a few more tips. So first of all, drink a ton of water. Water is so good for you. It has 0 calories, and it's an appetite suppressant. It's so good for you. Second of all, get a bunch of sleep. Sleep at least 8 hours a day. It's so good for you, and you'll thank yourself, I promise. I was getting very little sleep in high school, so now that I'm in college, and when I lost weight over last summer, I got a lot more sleep. Lastly, get rid of snacking. Snacking is really bad for you because when you snack, it doesn't give your insulin time to drop. You need your insulin to drop because if it stays high all the time, your body will develop insulin resistance, which leads to diabetes and other health issues. So those are some of the 3 big tips I have left for diet. Now let's move to exercise. So I would say You need both low intensity and high intensity. Trust me. A lot of people are just like, oh, just, do go to the gym or whatever. And that's great. Yeah, go to the gym. Go lift weights. You need the high intensity stuff for sure. But what gets lost in the conversation is low intensity. Go on walks. Go on hikes. I'm telling you, you will thank me. Go on walks and hikes. I used to go on like 7-mile hikes a day. It was so much fun. I would listen to all sorts of YouTube videos. I would learn things on the way. I would enjoy nature. It was so cool being out in the sun. Definitely do it. I'm not saying you have to be crazy like me and go on 7-mile hikes, but go on hikes. Go on hikes and walks. It helps you on the inside actually get rid of some of the visceral fat. So give it time. Do it for a long period of time. You'll start to see some incredible results. So like I said earlier, do things that you enjoy. So if hiking's not your thing, go on the treadmill. If you don't like lifting weights, do martial arts. I do martial arts, so I suggest that personally. But if you don't like martial arts, you can practice basketball. You can do all sorts of sports. Lots of different options. That's on your own time. But as I said, you need the low intensity and you also need the high intensity. You need that balance. So to wrap things up, I want to make clear that this is not something to be taken lightly. If you are treating your body like a woodshed and just throwing things in there with just terrible sugars and carbs, you'll thank me later once your body becomes a temple. Treat your body like a temple because it is. It's your sanctuary. It's where your soul lives. Your soul is in your body. If you treat your body like a temple, you will feel holy. You will feel divine. You will feel like you are $1,000,000 and it's going to not just improve your body, it's going to improve your mind as well. You'll be more focused. You'll be more motivated. You'll feel less groggy in the morning. You'll have less brain fog. You'll have a feeling of content rather than highs and lows. And it's going to transform you inside and out. So if this is something you're like, oh, I don't know if I should do it. Now is the time. You need to do this now for your own health, for your own mental health, and for your ability to accomplish even greater goals in the future. Go do it. I believe in you.